Chad Watkins now out on the mat against Vince Silva. Silva is 29-3-1. Some incredible one-loss percentages for the Cowboys.
He placed 5th in the Nationals last year. Just to give you some idea, he knocked off Sean Finkbeiner 6-2 for 5th place. So Finkbeiner ended up 6th. So he's coming in here with some great credentials. Another California wrestler, Santa Maria, California. That is like Mongo, Santa Maria. Vince Silva. Watkins in behind him, near the edge. Down too far to try the pull. Now gets the drop and gets the takedown. And I'll tell you, Lehigh's got some takedowns tonight, Shell. Tries to trip him too early. He's down low. He's got to get back up over the hips. Now he traps him.
Don't move. Well, even though the end results haven't been all that good, Larry, you
like it.
You got to be pleased with the fact that Lehigh's wrestling a lot more aggressively than they have in some matches this year. Escape to Silva.
Well, we thought Watkins from last year to this year. Last year he had, I don't know, a little more zip. You saw a lot more wrestling off the cradle, a couple of more lateral drops, and a couple more headlocks than we have this year. And as a result, his record this year doesn't reflect his skills.
You look at Silva, and you got to think he's got to be a leg wrestler. He's one of the tallest.
Watch your knee, watch your knee.
158s I've seen.
Well, he's ranked 2nd in the country at 167.
Nothing there.
I mean, at 158.
Knee was over the line. Still up.
2-1 the score.
He is really tall, lanky. 2-1 lead at the moment for Watkins. Oklahoma State leading Lehigh 11-10. Solomon Fleckman usually wrestles in this weight class, moves up to 167. Togus defeated Fleckman in the wrestle-offs earlier this week. But Togus not wrestling this evening. Fleckman will remain at 167, and we see Watkins here now at 58.
Restart.
Would you want to know, I talked earlier to the SID at Oklahoma, and I just remembered now, he told me this guy, Vince Silva, was a walk-on. How lucky can you be, Joe C? But he was a good wrestler in California, said from Santa Maria, California. But he walked on to the OSU campus right out of high school and ended up his freshman year placing 7th in the Nationals, and last year placing 5th. So he nice to have a walk-on pull those kind of results.
He's really a handful. Watkins really having a difficult time trying to muscle him because he's just so lanky and clean, and he picks up an easy soft 2 there.
Well, he just lifted him up. It just
restart. Lehigh down, stayed up.
Took Watkins with 2 seconds to go.
2 seconds.
Just vertically lifts him right here. Watch this. Gets the knees up and then goes behind and gains the takedown.
Okay, Lehigh down. Don't move. Stayed on.
Period will conclude in a moment, and it'll be a 3-2 lead for Vince Silva over Chad Watkins.
Lehigh. Defer. Stay. Bottom. Okay, 3-2 state. Period 2. Okay, state down. Okay, don't move. Top man.
Now, Larry, I know if you were designing these uniforms for Oklahoma State, you'd have a cowboy or a hat or some such thing on the front, right? You just wouldn't have an OSU on the left thigh.
Because it could be Oregon State, it could be...
Matter of fact, Oregon State's colors are the same. So, I think orange and black. Minute and a half to go, second period, 4-2 lead. Vince Silva of Oklahoma State here at 158. Cowboys leading Lehigh 11-10 at the moment.
I was looking for some of your underwriters here tonight, particularly what I referred to as W2W, Wallace and Watson. Both Mr. Watson and Mr. Wallace are Oklahoma State grads in the School of Architecture. But I don't see them out there, but they might be quietly showing up when it's all over. Still 4-2 score, 53 seconds remaining, second period. Chad Watkins doing well against the guy that's ranked second in the country. That's quite a bag of ice.
Yes.
Jimmy Durante could use that, but not Wes White.
I think he's just trying to control that bleeding on it. It looks like he's going to have stitches in that nose before he leaves Bethlehem.
Yeah, they don't have any more wrestling here in Pennsylvania. They head back to Oklahoma after today. They flew into Harrisburg, then bust up to Penn State, and they bust into Bethlehem, and they're leaving out of here to go back to Oklahoma. This is where we're close to the edge of that.
Still up. Let's go. Well, you're using Russians, got wrists. You guys, neither of you are doing much. Both just stay in the middle and wrestle. Both men. On your lines.
Ed Massoud telling how it is.
And he's right. Blocked nicely by Silva. Now he's underhooked. Here's where he did it before. He goes up and around to one side.
Now, you see, this is an example. You know, Watkins' arms are just so short. This fellow's arms are like hanging down around his ankles. And easy for him to do that underhooking and turn it into something.
Okay, State, you're on top, period 3.
Third period coming up, riding time not significant. Chad Watkins is still in this match if he can do something. Silva is not having an easy time with Watkins.
Well, don't go away, because the number 6 ranked wrestler in the country, Mike Farrell, is coming out, and he'll be going against Fleckman, who's moved up to 67 and may find it a real test of courage to go number 1 against after the number 6 guy, but also moving up 10 pounds.
Watkins ends up in the bottom.
Not yet.
Well, I don't know. Just got to get the big. He can hang on to that left leg. Now he's trying to turn around, but are they going to do it or not? Off. Watkins was grabbing that left leg. I think if he had a little more mat, he might have done something with it.
Out of bounds.
Didn't quite have enough mat.
You're down.
Coach Turner was.
Larry, I don't know if you noticed. Did you watch the All-Star match? The coaches. I don't know whether it was my perception, but that looked like the smallest wrestling mat I'd ever seen. It was an incredibly small wrestling mat. The white, until they were off. And
there is a minimum and a maximum. And Chad Watkins is trying to get through. Ocean, New Jersey senior. 41 seconds time advantage built up by the Oklahoma State grappler. They used to be known as the Aggies. You know, that show was used to be Oklahoma A&M. A&M meaning agricultural and mining. Now they're just known as Oklahoma State.
1 minute to rest.
The other team, University, is the Sooners. These are the Cowboys.
And let's see, Thad Turner wants to have some words here, I think, with Ed Massoud. He's had a few. Let's listen.
Right in the center.
Something about the fingers.
I've got legs on you, and I come across and tie your hand up with this and come across and take my own wrist there. That's interlocking.
When I looked down, he had a 2-on-1. 2-on-1.
You want to watch. Hey, if I have your, if you have my wrist here and I have your wrist here and I'm behind you and I come across and tie my wrist, that's interlocking.
I need a clinic. When I looked down, he had a 2-on-1.
I think Thad's going to give himself a warning here.
That's a little excited tonight.
I'm surprised Ed Massoud hasn't given him a verbal warning here.
It's not like...
I mean, not that it doesn't mean, it means nothing, of course, but
not like that. He doesn't have Tommy Hutchins just sitting down there maybe holding him down tonight. So, but he's questioning whether he's locking his own hands and or grabbing
of bounds, no
Watkins'
change.
hands. And sometimes
Lehigh
when you're
down,
refereeing, and I've
stay
done
up.
it, you look in there and you think, geez, locking hands, you see. And what he's really doing is grabbing the other guys. And you can have a tendency to mix them up. And maybe what Ed sees and what Thad sees are two different combinations.
4-2 lead for Vince Silva. He's got a minute in riding time. And Watkins trying to escape. Tries to turn around, but can't do it as Silva continues to hang on, and he's tough. Surprised he didn't use those legs more, Larry.
Trying to get a tilt. He's got a 2-point near fall. No question about that. 4-2 on the board. It'll be 6-2. Plus a point for time. I think the final score will end up 7-2. For Vince Silva,
Lehigh down.
Oklahoma will pull ahead then 14-10.
Stayed on.
As we go into 167.
And so the period will end. It will be a 7-2 victory for Vince Silva over Watkins of Lehigh. The score now is Oklahoma State 14, Lehigh 10. We'll have more wrestling coming up for you in just a moment.
Now we have to take some break.